Shalom, Israel. Yahweh Shem Yahushua Barakatah to the brothers. That means when the Most High bless you in the name of His Son, who the world calls Jesus Christ, His real name is Yahweh Shai. And Yahweh Shema Shem Yahushua, which means may the Most High watch over you and protect you for our sisters. You know what I'm saying? This is the ISUPK, the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. We started out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under the leadership of Commander General Yohana. You know what I'm saying? Since 1969, we've been spitting this truth, trying to teach our people that we are the children of Israel. We are God's chosen people. They labeled us many things throughout history. They called us black. They called us African American. They called us colored. But we are neither of those things. We are the children of the Most High God, Yasha Allah in the Hebrew, which means Prince of the Power. We are literally the sons of God. You know what I'm saying? And in this earth today, we're getting treated like nothing. We're being oppressed. We're being overcharged for everything. We're being abused by the police, abused by our boss at jobs, and we don't even understand who we are or what we should be doing in America. So in the ISUPK, we dug through the records, and we realized that this book is talking about us. And another thing we realized is nobody is celebrating the holidays that's in the Bible. So you got a man in a church with a suit on and a Benz. He got the Bible in his hand, but yet he teaching you Christmas. He teaching you Halloween. He teaching you Thanksgiving. Now, none of these holidays are in the Bible. Matter of fact, the Bible says don't celebrate them. You know what I'm saying? Because the Lord is a jealous God, and He's our God. So why you think on Christmas somebody died? Why would somebody die on Christmas? Why would somebody die on Thanksgiving? Why would a kid die? You know what I'm saying? Why would any of these things happen that happens to us in our community if we're supposed to be doing these things? Because we're not supposed to be doing these things. And God is not to be mocked. And He's going to make sure that He render His judgment to us. Now, granted, a lot of us are ignorant of this, meaning we don't know. But it's a certain point in time where you start to learn. And once you learn, like they said, the old saying, if you know better, you do better. You know what I'm saying? So here in the ISUPK, we give you that back, what was stolen from you. We give you your language back. We spoke Hebrew. You know what I'm saying? The Native Americans spoke Hebrew. The Hispanics spoke Hebrew. And our language is beat out of us, and we was forced to learn English. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all seen the movie Roots, where he say, what's your name? Kuta. He said, no, your name is Toby. Our names was took from us. We were no longer Hebrew people. We are now John and James and Jimmy and Stephen. We no longer had our powerful Hebrew names. You know what I'm saying? But in the ISUPK, we get our Hebrew names back. We get our culture back. We get our holidays back. And today is the Feast of Purim. Clap it up. You know what I'm saying? Today is the Feast of Purim. You know what I'm saying? It's a Memorial Day celebrating Esther. You know what I'm saying? Esther, she have her own book in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? And you can get that door. Matter of fact, you got it. Yeah, it's locked. You know what I'm saying? Esther has her own book in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? She was a mighty sister. The Most High God loved His sisters. He loved His daughters. They called the daughters of Zion. But the Most High God loves the honorable ones. You know what I'm saying? And He makes them remember. You know what I'm saying? Like we remember Ruth. We remember Esther. We remember Judith. We remember all these mighty women who stood for something powerful in our times. Because we're not just hated today. We always been hated. These other nations always hated us because we have something that they don't have, the favor with the Most High God. The Most High God don't know these nations. You know what I'm saying? He allowed these nations to do whatever. They eating snake raw. You know what I'm saying? The white man eat pork more than anything. He living to be 100 years old. Let you start eating pork. You dying at 50. You know what I'm saying? You dying at 40. You know what I'm saying? Prostate cancer. All these types of diseases that we suffer because the Most High God requires something of us different than He required of these other nations. And even in our ignorance, we're 10 times better than any of these other nations. Any of them. That's why they need us to run this kingdom. You know what I'm saying? They need us to keep this kingdom running. And without us, shalom. And without us, this kingdom would stop instantly. This kingdom would stop instantly. You know what I'm saying? So what we doing at ISUPK is we give you the understanding of who you are, you know what I'm saying? And not only who you are, what we're supposed to be doing. Because that's another thing that was took from us. What should we be doing in these last days? Should we be worrying about our birthday? Should everything be about us? Should everything be about me? While the Most High God about to destroy this place. He about to destroy this place. You know what I'm saying? With thermonuclear missiles. Nuclear missiles is coming to this place that we love so much. And what are we going to do? You know what I'm saying? What are we going to worry about? Do I look good today? You know what I'm saying? What are we going to worry about? Which man I can get tomorrow? Which woman I can get tomorrow? We have to worry about our spirit. We got to get our spirit out of this place because this is a warning. And the Most High God, he never destroyed anything without a warning. All you have to do is go to the book of Exodus when we got released out of slavery in Egypt. He warned Pharaoh. He told Moses to warn the people. Moses warned the people, yo, God is about to destroy this place. And we look and we said, oh, the book of Revelation. Everybody know about the book of Revelations. We all know Babylon is being destroyed. And everybody knows this is Babylon. So the only question is when? When is it going to be destroyed? What are we going to be doing when they be destroyed? And here, we're going to be doing what God said. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody in this Bible that did what God said, he never forsaken them. You know what I'm saying? He never forsaken them. He always raised them up. You know what I'm saying? He always, even Christ. Christ said, why have you forsaken me? He raised them up in 3 days. He walked out of the grave. You know what I'm saying? So we got to use these examples to build ourselves up too, because it's not easy. Like me and my mother-in-law were just talking about. It's hard. You got to fight the world. Satan got this world. Satan is in charge of this world. You can buy anything evil at every corner store. They got pills for male enhancement, honey packets. They got cigarettes, weed in the stores, spike in the store. They know what the spike doing to us. They know we passing out and dying off of it. They still sell it. They get hit at one store. They selling it at another store. You know what I'm saying? Like any type of evil you can do is allowed here in this place. And that's why it's so hard. Because now the test is 10 times harder. Can you stop when you're not forced to? Because when our kingdom comes, you're going to be forced to. Right. You know what I'm saying? A man sleeping with a man is not going to be accepted. You know what I'm saying? A woman sleeping with a woman is not going to be accepted. But here, they'll tell you, you can do it. Do whatever you want to do. And then tell you that God bless America. God is going to destroy America. You know what I'm saying? So you can give me the book of Esther. We're going to read about Esther. We're going to skim through it fast as we could. You give me something to drink? Yes, give me something to drink. Like a juice. Yeah, Esther, she, we're going to go into who Esther is. Yeah. Water. She would be a Jew as well, like us. If anybody unfamiliar, the so-called black man, the so-called African-American man, he will be a Judite, an Israelite from the tribe of Judah. Now, Esther, they were from the tribe of Benjamin, but Benjamin, Levi, and Judah all was considered Jews still. You gotta open that door for him. Salaki. You got the key? You know which one it is? Yeah. Oh, he got his key. So she was a Jew. Esther was a Jew in a land similar to how we was in how we in America. You know what I'm saying? We have a ruler. At their time, the ruler was the Persians. And this time, the ruler of us is the Americans. You know what I'm saying? So in Esther time, the Persians ruled over us. But it's so powerful for our sisters to understand how much power that they have, because the man can do nothing without the woman. As you can see through the whole biblical narrative, the woman sways because they're not strong and muscular. They feel like, oh, they're weak, but really their power is different. Their power is in the persuasion of men. You can persuade a man to do whatever it is you want him to do if you know how to do it. Some more gifted at it than others. Some people lack it, but most women can sway a man to do whatever they want him to do. Eve swayed Adam to eat of his fruit, knowing it's not literal, but it's a metaphor. You know what I'm saying? She convinced her husband to go against God. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why the serpent went to her, because he knew she was going to be able to do it. You can't go to a man and convince him anything, but you can get his girl to do it though. This is why they use women to set men up, because the woman is gonna set you up. You're gonna fall for it. You're never gonna expect it, and you're gonna be dead messing with a woman. You know what I'm saying? And that's the power that they hold. It could be life or it could be death. But what you want to do is you want to learn the truth, and you want to be right for your man. You know what I'm saying? You want to be right for all men, your sons, your nephews. You want to teach them right. Whether they listen or not, it ain't your job. Your job is to show them and teach them. Because a lot of times we do a lot of enabling. You know what I'm saying? We do a lot of enabling. We feel like, hey, they're going to do it anyways, so I might as well do it with them. No. The power of the woman is to stand against what's the normal. You're going to learn that in this story with Esther. We're going to skim through it as fast as we could. You could start it from the top if you could. It's not in the Apocrypha. It's in the regular Bible. So, is anybody familiar with the book of Esther in here? Familiar with the book of Esther?
I'm just reading it.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, Esther, her real name, her Hebrew name was Hadassah.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But she had to go undercover and hide under a name called
uncle,
Esther.
right?
Well, her parents was murdered, and her uncle raised her up like his own.
What's his name?
Mordecai. Just raise your hand when you want to talk. Just so we all won't just be talking. And y'all more than welcome to talk. Just raise your hand. And any questions, just ask him. So her uncle raised her up. Her uncle Mordecai, he was in the military. He would be like a military veteran in America today. But the military treated him like nothing. You know what I'm saying? And it was a rule and a law. Whenever you seen an official walk by, you would have to bow down to him. So Mordecai wouldn't bow down to this man. This man said, yo, why don't this dude bow down to me? You know what I'm saying? We're going to read it. Go ahead.
It's the book of Esther, chapter 1, verse 1. Now it came to pass in the days of Esdras.
It's Asherus.
Asherus.
If y'all don't know about history, this is Artaxerxes. If y'all remember the movie 300. In the movie 300, the Persian dude who had the rings in his nose, Artaxerxes. This is him. This is true. This is true history. It's not a fairy tale. This man, he ended up taking over all of the earth. It's gonna explain to it. Go ahead.
This is Asherus, which reigned from India even unto Ethiopia.
So he reigned from Ethiopia all the way to India. He basically covered the whole Middle East. And if you don't know anything, whoever controls the Middle East controls the world. Right now, America controls the Middle East. You know what I'm saying? This is why they got their power. This is how they was able to put our enemies in our land and make them think that they are us. They call themselves Jewish. You know what I'm saying? They were put there by the American government in 1948. You know what I'm saying? So whoever controls the Middle East controls the world, because all of the resources are there, mainly oil. Go ahead.
Over 107 and 20 provinces.
So he was king over 172 provinces. Provinces is like countries. You know what I'm saying? And he had a powerful kingdom. Go ahead.
That in those days, when the king Asherus sat on the throne of his kingdom, which was in Shushan, the palace.
Drop down to verse 9.
God. Also, Vashti, the queen, made a feast of the woman in the royal house, which belonged to King Asherus.
So his wife, the queen, she made a feast at the same time he had a feast. Now, I'm going to just give you the backdrop for time's sake. So he told her to come to his feast, and she didn't. She said, nah, I'm going to hold my own feast. What you know how women do. They want you want to do your thing, and you want to do his thing. But it made him look weak. So his governor said, why would you let your girl not listen to you? If your girl don't listen to you, all our girls going to stop listening to you. Matter of fact, make a decree. Make a decree that if any woman don't listen to her man, you chopping their head off. You know what I'm saying? So he published this decree, and he kicked her to the curb. This is how Esther ended up coming in. So she didn't come to the feast like he told her to, and he made a decree that all women throughout all of his provinces that he controlled, if they don't listen to their husband,
Is that the first one that he had first?
that's his first wife.
Yeah.
He's a king. He had many wives, but this was the one that had the title of queen. You know what I'm saying? And just like today, many people influence the men in power. So they told him, "Nah, we can't have this," because in the ancient times, women was subject to their husband. So what this woman was doing was like, you going against your husband? They said, "Yo, if all women do that, we're gonna lose our power." So he kicked her out. You know what I'm saying? Drop down and read verse 22.
Verse 22. For he sent letters into all the king's provinces, into every province according to the writing thereof, and to every people after their language.
So he put it in all languages. Every woman got to listen to their man. And men, men like that. Oh, yeah, if you don't listen, I'm going to call the police. It's almost like this. You know the law that say if the police come, the man got to go to jail?
Right.
It's like that. It's like a flip. It's all throughout all America, all 50 states. Let the police come. They locking you up. You know what I'm saying? That's what happened vice versa. All women everywhere got to listen to their men. You know what I'm saying? Keep going.
That every man should bear rule in his own house, and that it should be published according to the language of every people.
So this is the controversy. This is the context of the story. Now, where Esther come into play at is he kicked her to the curb and he said, I want a new girl. Go and look out through all the countries that I'm over and find me new women. So he basically did a flavor of love. Anybody know what flavor of love is? Flavor of love is he went and got like 50 women. You know what I'm saying? This what he did. And Esther was one of those women. He loved Esther more than any of them other girls. You know what I'm saying? He didn't even know she was a Jew. He just knew she was bad. You know what I'm saying? And he liked her more than anything. Right. You know what I'm saying? Go to
traditions line up to like the traditions you have as a upbringing, as a people.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like yo, like me, like you know what I mean? Like
right.
So that played a part.
Right. Go ahead. Read verse. Matter of fact, we're gonna drop down. Right, verse 3. Go to chapter 3.
From the top?
Yeah, start from the top.
After these things did King Ahasuerus promote Haman, the son of Hammedatha, the Agagite, and advanced him and set his seat above all the princes that were with him.
So now it's a man that was set up above all the princes of this kingdom. Now this man, his name was Haman. He would be what we call today a Jewish man. You know what I'm saying? And he hated us. You know what I'm saying? And you're gonna see. Go down to keep reading verse 2.
And all the king's servants that were in the king's gate bowed and reverenced Haman.
So everybody had to bow. Whenever this dude came through, everybody had to bow. Go ahead.
For the king had so commanded concerning him. But Mordecai bowed not.
But Mordecai did what?
Bowed not.
But Mordecai did what?
Bowed not.
So this dude Mordecai, he ain't bowed. He would be a Benjamite, what we know today as a Jamaican, a West Indian. He ain't bowed. And he was looking at us like, why y'all bowing to this dude? Because the king said so. The king said, this is my man. So when he come through, bow down to him. You know what I'm saying? Bow down to him. But Mordecai wouldn't bow. Keep going.
Nor did him reverence. Then the king's servants, which were in the king's gate, said unto Mordecai, why transgresseth thou the king's commandment?
So now the Haman dude, he telling Mordecai, why you ain't listening to the king? Ain't you supposed to bow down to me? You know what I'm saying? Why you ain't bowing down to me? Go ahead.
Now it came to pass when they spake daily unto him, and he hearkened not unto them, that they told Haman to see whether Mordecai's matters would stand. For he had told them that he was a Jew.
He told him what?
he was a
He
Jew.
told him what?
He was a Jew.
He told him he was a Jew. So Mordecai like, yo, I'm a Jew. I don't bow. My God don't let me bow down to men. We're not bowing down to you. You know what I'm saying? And that made this Amalekite so mad. He went out for blood. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
And when Haman saw that Mordecai bowed not, nor did him reverence, then was Haman full of
He
wrath.
was full of what?
Full of
You
wrath.
stop celebrating Christmas, what day is?
Full of
You
wrath.
stop celebrating Thanksgiving, what day is?
Full of wrath.
They get mad at you. Like, listen, I stopped celebrating my birthday. I had my aunt call me and tell me, you are ruining your life. You're ruining them kids' lives. They have to celebrate their birthday. She was full of wrath because I said, I'm a Jew. I don't celebrate my birthday. You know what I'm saying? I worship God. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't do that. This is what Mordecai is saying to them. And what you'll find out is, right, it's supposed to be everybody do what they want to do, right? Until you do something different. So everybody can do what they want to do until you stop doing it. And then it's a problem. Now it's a problem. You know what I'm saying? So what you're going to find out is our people always had this issue. When we want to follow God, it's the heathen, these other nations, because really our people is just listening to the heathens. The white man said Christmas, Thanksgiving, New Year's, Valentine's Day, what's coming up? St. Patrick's Day, Easter. The white man said it, and our people is regurgitating it. You ain't gonna do that. You ain't gonna, because they can't stand you being who you are. You know how much money they lose when you don't celebrate Christmas? When you don't buy a turkey? Just one holiday. Just get a brother here. Just one holiday. You know how much money? And they talking about blacking out February 28th. Let's not spend no money. It wasn't even a holiday. How about you don't celebrate Easter? How about you don't do that? How about you stop putting gifts under a tree to a god called Santa, Satan, and you giving your kids willingly to them? And you wonder why our kids grow up and be killers. We raising monsters because we raising them how the white man told us to raise them. But they're gonna always have an issue with that. Go ahead, read the next verse.
And he thought scorn to lay hands on Mordecai alone.
And he thought to lay hands on Mordecai alone. Like, don't let these pastors and these preachers tell you that the Bible is soft. Read that verse again.
And he thought scorn to lay hands on Mordecai alone.
And he thought scorn to lay hands on Mordecai. He was trying to do something to him. You know how the police pull you over? And they be trying. That's how he was with Mordecai. And then preachers in them churches talking about God is good all the time. They not reading the Bible. In the Bible, God killing kids. You know what I'm saying? It was these kids that mocked Elijah because he was bald. They mocked Elijah, and Elijah prayed to the Most High, and God sent bears to kill them kids. You don't play with men of God. But in the churches, they clapping and dancing, and they faking. They not really going through the scriptures and reading it. These scriptures is serious. They were trying to kill him. Not only did they want to kill Mordecai, this is why it's a holiday. Because they was trying to kill all of us. They said, who is his people?
They're trying to make it a decree.
They did make it a decree. We're going to get to it. They made it a decree. All of his people is dead. All of them is dead after this date. And he brought it to the king and he signed it. You know what I'm saying? Now, mind you, the king is married to a Jew. They don't know she a Jew because she changed her name. She changed her name to Esther. And she bad. You know how we got those light-skinned bras? We don't know. We thinking she, you know what I'm saying? We thinking she mixed with something, but she a nigga. You know what I'm saying? That's how Esther was. She was bad. They didn't know she was a Jew. When she told him she was a Jew, he like
some of our genealogies be so. It's like some of us like the court, like the courts on people. Like some of us, so they're like golden people, but they come from the oldest people. Even though they so light skinned, but they still come from the oldest.
Yeah, and it's simpler than that. We make many different shades of babies. You know what I'm saying? We make many different shades. We make light-skinned, dark-skinned, brown-skinned, chocolate. We make different shades. So you can't just say, okay, he is that and he is that. This is why it was so easy for them to tell us we was that. So just raise your hand so we won't be
It only takes one generation. for
What?
2 generations for it to happen. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, the colonization. That's what it is.
Yeah, but not even necessarily colonization, because you can be with a sister and y'all can have a real light baby.
Right.
And you can be with you can have a baby with chinky eyes like a Chinese, but
Blue eyes, no, no. We
right.
make all the traits before any colonization.
Right. So it's as simple as that. So they didn't even know she was a Jew, and they put out a decree to kill all of us, all because this man didn't bow. So when we do stuff like this and say we're not celebrating Christmas, they looking at us like our own people looking at us like y'all gonna get us killed, because subconsciously we know that they ain't just individualizing nobody. We are a nation of people. When one person mess up, just like this, if one person win, when Jordan became Jordan, that was a win for all of us. You know what I'm saying? That was a win for all. When one person do something bad, it's the same thing for all of us. And that's how it works. But they so divided us that we think that half our people are gonna be with them, while the other half of us is trying to do what's right. It ain't gonna work like that. We telling you, the Bible says the white man is the devil. That's what the Bible says. You can't love him, but you want to love him. Guess what they're gonna do when they see you? They're gonna treat you just like they treat us. They're gonna beat you just like they beat Rodney King. Rodney King ain't say the white man was the devil. You know what I'm saying? George Floyd ain't say the white man was the devil. We say the white man is the devil, and they killed him. So why not just get with us? That's why this became a holiday, because this is a prime example of how we should move as a nation, because they all want us dead. Go ahead.
Can we, before we move,
Go ahead.
can we get a scripture close as we can to say, not say that, but like to get some proof to the Caucasian man, which we don't want to give him that status as white. The Caucasian being that our lower that lower part or the lower self, that devil.
That he's the devil?
Yeah.
Give me Revelation chapter 2, verse 9. Saying, great question. The brother asks, can we get a scripture referring to the white man as the devil? You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna this is like one of the simplest scriptures you can get. They're all throughout the Bible. The serpent in the beginning, the serpent was the white man. He was more subtle than any of the beasts of the field that the Lord God made. You know what I'm saying? Cain, Esau. You got it?
It's the book of Revelation, chapter 2, verse 9. I know thy works and tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich.
So the Most High God is saying, I know your works, I know your poverty, I know your tribulation, I know what you go through, but you really rich though. Go ahead.
And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews.
Them who say they are what?
They are Jews.
So I got a question for you. Who say they are Jews today?
Jew-ish.
The white man. What did God say about them?
Thou art rich. And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews. And are not.
And are what?
And are not.
And are what?
And are not.
What?
But are the synagogue of Satan.
What are they?
The synagogue of Satan.
What are the white people?
The synagogue of Satan.
The synagogue means the chief house.
Chief house.
They are the chief house of Satan.
Right.
They are the devil. You know what I'm saying?
Like
Just because they said, and it's not just the Jewish people that saying they are Jews. You know, the king and the queen say they are Jews too. The Anglo-Saxons, they say they are sons of Isaac. They saying they are white people saying they are you, and are not, because the scripture says that the Jews are black. You know what I'm saying? Not just in color, but in condition. Black is a condition. It's not just a color. You know what I'm saying? So when they call us black, it's not because of our skin color. You know what I'm saying? We got many brown people in here. It's because we are destroyed. We don't know who we are. You know what I'm saying? You got African nations that never call themselves black. My cousin just said he was talking to a man from Ghana. He will never say I'm black. He will tell you I'm from Ghana, and he might tell you the tribe he's from. And he ain't gonna say I'm black because he don't live under the condition that you live in. When Hispanic people say that they are black or they Negroes, the reason why we say that Hispanics can say that because they live in the condition of being black. They don't know their native language. They don't know their land. They didn't come from Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico was a stop, a pit stop. You know what I'm saying? They stopped in Puerto Rico and dropped some slaves off, and then stopped in Dominican Republic and dropped some slaves off. That wasn't where they originally was from. So they are black. They destroyed too. You know what I'm saying? So that's a scripture right here. It's 1,000 scriptures saying the white man is the devil, but this is the clear cut because they're the only people saying that they are Jews.
Right.
And the Bible saying that they are the synagogue of Satan. Matter of fact, give me 3 and 9. Give me chapter 3, verse 9. Because it's important to know. It's important to know that these people, and just for any spookism to get rid of it, the word devil only means deceiver, liar, adversary. It don't mean a man with horns and a pitchfork and he live in hell. That's not what devil means. Devil means deceiver, and they deceived us. They told us this was Christ, a picture of themselves. They painted a picture of themselves and said, this is your God. They said, this is Christ and Christ is God. Now worship me. They deceived us. Read that.
Revelation 3 and 9. Behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan.
Now God is saying these white people that are the synagogue of Satan, he's going to make them.
That's what they is already.
No. But this is a prophecy. He's going to make them, watch this, read.
The synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews and are not, but do lie.
They do what?
But do lie.
That's what the devil do. He lied. Go ahead.
Behold, I will make them to come and worship before thy feet.
So God is going to flip the script. God is going to let the truth be out, and our identity is going to be known, and they're going to know that they descend from Esau. And it's happening today. They'll inbox you. I had Edomite inbox me. He said, I know you the real Jew, and I know I'm an Edomite. What can I do? What can I do to help you? I know we going into slavery. I know Christ is black. He said, what can I do now? You know what I'm saying? They're going to start saying it. And then them as a nation is going to do it. Not just one or two. They're all going to do it. Because when Christ returns, a black man from the tribe of Judah, ooh-wee. Ain't going to be no, oh, you stupid niggers. Ain't going to be none of that day. And that day, we're going to have a word to call them. They're going to be a byword. And we're going to hunt them down. So, that we talk with that. The water. You go back there. Give me verse 8.
Yeah.
Book of Esther, chapter 1, verse 8. And the drinking.
No. 3 verses.
3 verses.
Chapter 3 verse 8.
Verse 8. And Haman said unto King Ahasuerus, there is a certain people scattered abroad and dispersed among the people in all the provinces of thy kingdom.
So Haman, he do some backdoor shit. Now he tight with Mordecai. So he go backdoor to the king and say, oh, it's a certain people. He didn't say it's Mordecai. He said, it's this people. It's a certain people. Go ahead.
And their laws are diverse from all people.
And our laws are diverse from all the people, because no other nation of people have a law that say you can't worship other gods. Like even in Islam, they had a god for every day of the year. They had 365 gods. You know what I'm saying? 365 gods. They didn't start worshiping one god until Muhammad met our people in Africa. And our people taught him the truth. So he took the truth and made his own book called the Quran. He took the book of Moses. But
Did Islam come from the Africans?
no, Islam came from Muhammad. Muhammad was an Ishmaelite. And the Ishmaelite, he dwelt among us in Africa, because we technically all lived in that region. You know what I'm saying? And just for time's sake, the original Ishmaelite was dark like us too. You know what I'm saying? We was all dark-skinned people. You know what I'm saying? Give or take. Different shades of brown. So he dwelt amongst us. And he learned our laws. He learned how we fast. He learned about the God of Israel. And he wrote the Quran and brought it back to his people. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, they was worshiping a God every day of the week. The Egyptians got a God. The Egyptians got 1,000 gods. They got a monkey god. They got a chicken god. They got a lizard god, a dragon god. The Egyptians got a god. And when you went to court, you had your god with you. Now, mind you, a god had to be something physical. It wasn't nothing imaginary. Like this will be a god, and everybody around the world will worship this. And you bring this to court, and you swear on your God that I'm not lying and I deserve it. Now, when they meet us, we got a God that say, "Don't do that, or I'm gonna kill you." So he's telling the king, like, "Yo, these people, they got different laws. They don't follow the king commandment. You say do this, and they don't do it. Basically, trying to get you in trouble. Just like when you at work, and that white dude go to the boss behind your back, like, remember you said we shouldn't clock out 5 minutes early, but these people, they clock out 10 minutes early. Remember you said we shouldn't be in the break room, but yeah, these people be in the break room even when they ain't supposed to. He's doing the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what they do. They laugh and smile in your face, and then they go back behind you and try to get you fired, killed, all types of stuff. I lost jobs plenty of times for the white people just pure lying. One white dude said I grabbed a knife and tried to stab him. I was trying to beat him up, but I ain't trying to stab him. You know what I'm saying? I just like, yo, what's up? And he started running. He said he got a knife. And they swarmed me, got me up out of here. So that's what they do. They start stuff, and they go behind you. That's the core of white supremacy. And this man had it in him. Read that verse over again.
On the top.
Yeah, and Haman said.
And Haman said unto King Ahasuerus, there is a certain people scattered abroad and dispersed among the people.
And we are always, like God said this, if y'all disobey my laws, I'm going to scatter you and disperse you amongst all the people. That's a curse. It's a punishment. We're not supposed to be mixed among all the people. We're supposed to be in our land, governed by ourselves. We're not supposed to be in the middle of the city while we got white people living over here and Arab people living over here and Chinese people living over here. That's a curse on our people. And at this time, you can tell we were under the curse because he said it. This people are dispersed amongst all the people. Go ahead.
Among the people in all the provinces of thy kingdom, and their laws are diverse from all people. Neither keep they the king's laws. Therefore, it is not for the king's profit to suffer them.
So he's saying it ain't for your profit to even have these people in your kingdom because they don't listen to you. Go ahead.
If it please the king, let it be written that they may be destroyed.
Let it be written that what?
They be destroyed.
Now, he's writing a law. He's about to make a law. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if y'all familiar with now, though. They're making a law now where you got to have a federal ID. By May 7th, if you don't have a federal ID, when the police run up on you, you're going to jail. They're trying to fight terrorism because the America don't let too many people in America. So they don't know who's a terrorist or not. So you got to have these documents. Really, it's a attack on our people, the Hispanic brothers. Because, you know, a lot of them come over here, they ain't got nothing. They just snuck over here or rolled under, you know what I'm saying? They bust a move. And if they don't got them IDs, they're going to jail. You know what I'm saying? They're going to go to a deportation center. You know what I'm saying? So it's almost like the same thing. This is how they play. I was talking to my sister the other day. She said, they play paperwork. She said, everything is paperwork. I said, nah, everything is power. Once you receive the power, then you use the paperwork. You know what I'm saying? So the king got a power over 170 kingdoms. Now he just tell them, push this paperwork. Sign this paper that we're going to kill all Jews. Jew is short for Judah. You know what I'm saying? Judah is one of the head tribes of the children of Israel. You know what I'm saying? And he like, yo, let it be written. Go ahead, read it. Read it from the top. If
it please the king, let it be written that they may be destroyed. And I will pay 10,000 talents of silver to the hands of those that have the charge of the business.
Of the what?
of the that have the charge of the business.
So he made it a business. He made it a business to kill niggas. He said, yo, I'm going to pay 10,000 talents of silver for whoever is in charge of the business. You know what I'm saying? And they were going to try to basically make a slave trade. You know what I'm saying? A whole industry off of killing us. And the heathens, if you don't understand, they have a history of doing that. They know how to pick up people and destroy them and make a business out of it. Like, and this is how you know we are the children of God, because we would never do that. We would never make a business off of killing people. Come on now. We would never do it. But they do it, and they try to do it with us. Go ahead.
To bring it into the king's treasury.
So they try to get rich off of it. Go ahead.
And the king took his ring from his hand and gave it unto Haman, the son of Hamadatha, the Agagite, the Jews' enemy.
The Jews what?
The Jews' enemy.
What are white people?
The Jews' enemy.
They are our enemies. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like it, and by now in 2025, you shouldn't have to ask yourself, is white people our enemies? Go ahead.
And
because
like our people don't know who our enemies are.
Right.
We look at each other as enemies. It's like we all in the same boat.
Yeah,
right. You
right.
got a common enemy. What you bring out,
right? And remember, only thing happened was Mordecai didn't bow down to this man, and now he's trying to kill all of us. So when we say in the ICPK, the white man is the devil, don't get mad at us, because when the white man catch you, he gonna treat you. He gonna treat you like you were saying it. So you might as well just be with us anyway. How many people have to die, man? The BT, they did an award ceremonies, and they had the names of all the men and women that was unalived by the cops. The thing rolled for like 10 minutes straight. 10 minutes straight. Tamir Rice, Sandra Bland, all of these people that they shoot and kill, and it's so real. They had to make a movement called "Say Their Names" because it happened so much. We forget about them.
We forget the name. We gotta respect. We gotta raise these people up. We gotta remember their name.
And the reason why we forget is because the moment they kill one of our own, guess what happens? The Super Bowl comes on, right? And now we forget.
A whole other distraction.
Yep, your birthday comes up.
We gotta stop giving them that power.
Just for order. Your birthday come up. Now you don't care about Sandra Bland. What's the girl who they went up in her house? Sonia Massey. She called the police. They went up in her house and she thought somebody was outside of her door. They came into her house and told her, turn off the water in that stove. And she grabbed the pot. He said, I'll shoot you in your effing head. And she said, Jesus, and he shot her in the head. He shot her in the head. And she called the cops on him. We forget about her because guess what? It's Friday. It's time to turn up. Where the liquor at? We ain't got no time to worry about Sonia Massey. We ain't got no time to worry about the little girl that was pulled over here and stopped and handcuffed because she fit the description. Because we don't know that these people are our enemies. We think that they are our friends. And they show us time and time again. And this is a prime example. Go ahead.
And the king said unto Haman, the silver is given to thee, the people also, to do with them as it seemeth good to thee.
So he's saying basically he green-lighted it. Because the king don't know. He's a king. He's a king over 170 provinces. He don't know what happened to this man. He never even told him. He lied. He did some stuff that they always do. He said, yo, they don't listen to you. They don't, mind you, all of the Jews was bowing down to him. They was listening to him. They was following the king commandment. Mordecai was different though. He like this, nah, I'm a Jew. I don't bow down to no heathen. You know what I'm saying? And he like, yo, all right, I'm about to get all of y'all killed. Go ahead.
Then were the king's scribes called on the 13th day of the first month.
On the 13th day of the first month, they came together and wrote a decree saying all Jews, all Israelites, and all my kingdoms, put them to death. And if you kill one, I got money for you. It's like a bounty. I got a bounty. If you catch one, you're gonna be paid. Go ahead.
And there was written according to all that Haman had commanded,
Good.
unto the king's lieutenants, and to the governors that were over every province, and to the rulers of every people of every province, according to the writing thereof, and to every people after their language. In the name of King Ahasuerus was it written, and sealed with the king's ring.
And that's just more proof that like the king has a seal. Like this is the seal. This is the seal of David. Every king has a seal, and when it's time to sign a document, they stamp the seal with their signet, so you know this came from the king. Same way like we have the New York State seal, the seal of New York. When you see that seal, it's engraved in the paperwork, so they know for a fact this came from the government. This came from the state of New York. Same way they did it. And the king sealed it. All Jews dead. I got money. Whatever you need paid, I'm gonna pay. Go ahead.
And the letters were sent by post into all the king's provinces to destroy, to kill, and to cause to perish all Jews.
No, just some Jews.
All Jews.
No, just Mordecai.
All Jews.
To destroy all Jews. Go ahead.
Both young and old, little children and women, in one day, even upon the 13th day of the 12th month, which is the month of Adar, and to take the spoil of them for prey.
And to rob them. You know what I'm saying? That's what a spoil is. To rob them. So not only is you going to kill all these people, you're going to take everything they got.
Right.
Don't that sound familiar? Didn't that happen to the Native American Indian? You know what I'm saying? These people, like the Most High God said, there's nothing new under the sun. You know what I'm saying? I was talking to a brother today at the DMV. He said, man, somebody told me that we should leave everything in the past. I said, why would you leave everything in the past? He said, well, it makes sense because if we worry about the past so much, then we can't focus on the future. You learn from the past. Learn that. And this is why we have to have brotherhood. Because when one brother do something, it affects all of us. And definitely in the ISUPK. When one of us brothers do something, it affects all of us. This is why it's so important for you to live right. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't teach you learn all of this and then you don't do nothing with it. We teach you do it. And once you do it, then you could tell somebody about it. Then you could teach somebody about it. You stop celebrating Christmas. You got people that know Christmas is wrong. I'm specifically talking about in the church. They know Christmas is wrong. I brought out an article about the evils of, I believe it was Christmas. Or maybe it was Easter. I think it was Easter. They knew that he brought out the whole article. At the end of the article, you know why this article is written by a pastor, Geno Jennings. And he said, yeah, God don't want us celebrating this. But we celebrate it still anyways, not for what they do, but we celebrate it because we just going to give God the glory. You know what I'm saying? That's our problem. We know Trump is wicked, and then you still do it, and then you want to tell somebody, yeah, you know we ain't supposed to be doing this. Nah, because they want to kill all Jews. They want us all to be wicked. They don't want you to be righteous. How can you say something about Christmas? You know what I'm saying? They don't want that. Because just like it take one to mess us up, it take one to get us right too. And that one was Abba Bivens. He the first one who started this truth, started street speaking, started teaching against the lies of the white man. And then it went to seven heads. Then it went to Commander General Yohana. Now it's all over the place. You got people they just to tell you, yeah, I know we the Jews. I know we the Israelites. You know what I'm saying? You got Muslims to tell you. Farrakhan said it. We the children of Israel. Malcolm X said it. We the children of Israel. You know what I'm saying? Martin Luther King said it. We are God's chosen people. But yet they're going to turn around and serve the Christian cross. Serve the Muslim mosque. You know what I'm saying? What Mordecai did that was so important here in this situation is not only did he say who he was a Jew, he didn't bow down to the man that they wanted him to bow down to. And he wasn't wrong. The same story is in the book of Daniel. They try to get Daniel to bow down to this image of a gold statue of Nebuchadnezzar. They ring the clock at 12 o'clock every day, 12 and 6 o'clock. Every time the bell ring, y'all better bow down. Daniel wasn't bowing. So you had brothers, or correct me if I'm wrong, but you had men snitching on Daniel. They say, yo, this dude, he don't, when the bell ring, he don't bow down. So they coming to him like, yo, why you don't bow down? The king said, if you don't bow down, we're going to throw you in the furnace. And he like, man, listen, I'm a Jew. I can't bow down to no statue. That's idolatry. It is what it is. And they ran back and told Nebuchadnezzar, like, yo, this dude, remember one of the princes of Judah? They said, yeah, he won't bow down to that statue. They said, throw him in the furnace. They lit the furnace, had the furnace lit for like, what, 3 days? They lit the furnace for 3 days first to make sure it was good and hot. Got it good and hot, shot Daniel in it, and not a flame touched it. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy they teach us a little bit about it in church, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, because they was also thrown in the furnace too. So, like, don't think that you not bending the knee to what America want is something new. Nah, our people been doing it, and in God's eyes, it's not wrong. You know what I'm saying? It's not wrong. And we living in a better time now because in this time, they're like America is such a deceiver. They want to make you think you have freedom. So they're not going to kill you for not celebrating Christmas. But what happens is it's a spiritual attack on you. They're going to just make you feel like you're wrong. You know what I'm saying? Is it more than that verse? Go ahead.
The copy of the writing for a commandment to be given in every province was published unto all people, that they should be ready against that day. The post went out, being hastened by the king's commandment.
Hasten means like hurried up. So the post went out, the decree went out to be hurried up. Kill these niggas. You know what I'm saying? Hurry up and let's get paid. And this is where Esther come into play. Go to start at verse 4. Chapter 4.
Chapter 4. When Mordecai perceived all that was done, Mordecai rent his clothes and put on sackcloth with ashes.
That was our custom. Like whenever we was in mourning, we'll rip our. Whoever met somebody that get so mad they start ripping stuff, breaking stuff. That's a part of our custom. That's what it means when they say rent your clothes. You just rip his garment. You know what I'm saying? And put ashes on. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if they literally put ashes on. I will ask the generals, but you see it frequent that they put ashes on their head. You know what I'm saying? And cover themselves with sackcloth, which is black. They put on all black. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
I got 2 more things.
Yeah, go ahead.
And went out into the midst of the city and cried with a loud and bitter cry.
Now, mind you, the mind state this brother got to be in. Damn, I just caused all my people to die. You got to think of the niggas that was. Damn, man, they probably wanted to kill them themselves. You about to get us all killed because you too prideful. That's what they tell us in the UK. Y'all so prideful. Y'all arrogant. You know what I'm saying? Black 100 told Captain Cesario, y'all gonna get us all killed by making them white people kiss y'all boots. He said, you don't know the white people in them hills that hate black people. They see their white woman on the floor, you gonna get us all killed. He said, you know what? Y'all do that again, I'm grabbing my boys and we pulling up on y'all. And we're gonna see if y'all really about that life. He said, go ahead, pull up on us. Because you mad about this, but you don't care about gangbanging, how much that's killing people. You know what I'm saying? He like, yeah, nah, man. Nah, bro. So y'all doing it. Y'all gonna make them kill all of us. That's what happened right here. And Mordecai crying about it because now he's starting to feel bad. Man, only if I'd have bowed out and saved my people. Go ahead.
And came even before the king's gate, for none might enter into the king's gate clothed with sackcloth.
So you couldn't be in the king's gate without a nice garment on. And he entered in those gates. And he was in mourning. Go ahead.
And in every province, whithersoever the king's commandment and his decree came, there was great mourning among the Jews, and fasting, and weeping, and wailing, and many lay in sackcloth and ashes. So Esther's maids and her chamberlains came and told it her.
So they came and told her, yo, they about to kill all your people. You know what I'm saying? And all your people is mourning right now. They got a few days for the decree going to play, and it's lit. Go ahead.
Then was the queen exceedingly grieved, and she sent raiment to clothe Mordecai, and to take away his sackcloth from him. But he received it not.
But yeah, he ain't receive it. He ain't want the fresh clothes. Go drop down to verse 13.
Then Mordecai commanded to answer Esther, think not with thyself that thou shalt escape in the king's house more than all the Jews. For if thou altogether holdest thy peace at this time, then shall their enlargement and deliverance arise to the Jews from another place.
So he's telling her this. This is so cold. He's saying if you don't stand up and do something, they're going to kill you, and we still going to end up being saved by somehow. Because God is going to make sure that we ain't destroyed. This man know the scriptures. He had heart. Because God said it. He will never forsake the house of Israel. Ever. Nobody's going to ever wipe us completely out. You think that the white man ain't trying to figure out a way how to kill all of us? He can't. God won't allow it. Because these prophecies have to come to pass. And they can't come to pass if we're all dead. So they came up with a rumor. The lost 12 tribes of the children of Israel. Made it seem like it's a myth. And we all lost. It's like one of those movies where they're looking for something that's ancient and lost. And the whole time we hidden in the ghettos, in the barrios, in the reservations, being called everything but a child of God. Go ahead.
If I may just add what you're saying, because like the way they do it, like watching like the Prince of Egypt, things like that. That cartoon, we watching that. We're not thinking it's us,
right?
And they got a whole like Arabic person,
right?
You know what I'm saying? We don't like. He's either making it, like you said, not you can't believe it realistically, or you don't see it as us,
right? And that's all on purpose.
Yeah.
You gotta see they got a show called The Chosen. With a white dude playing Jesus, and he's just walking around, his hair blowing in the wind, his garment blowing. I'm like, yo, I can't even. I used to like watching stuff like that, but the more and more you watch stuff like that, the more brainwashed you get. Right. We asked the kids, who was that on the ground? And they said, Jesus. They said Jesus. That's not Jesus. Right. We had an old man. Yeah. He was in there. He said, yo, why I got Jesus on the ground? I said, that's not Jesus. Jesus is black. He said, oh, yeah, I know. Yeah, woolly hair. I said, do he got woolly hair? He said, nah. I said, so step on him. He said, oh, no, he ain't do nothing to me. like, but that imagery, that's what they do to us. Right. They make a mystery out of everything. And the whole time, we are these people. You know what I'm saying? I watched Prince of Egypt. Again, I watch it with my kids. They call it Moses. And then you can clearly see it's us. But the way they twist it and flip it is like, nah, that can't be us. Right. You know what I'm saying? We thinking we come from one of them African tribes swinging on trees because the white man said he civilized us. He said we was uncivilized. You know they still don't use washcloths? They don't use washcloths. You know what I'm saying? And they said they civilized us. They barely use forks. They use their hands. You know what I'm saying? You got to see them at the slave. They don't wash their hands. You know what I'm saying? They wild out. They ain't civilized us. They took our book and tried to imitate being us and try to put us under subjection. You know what I'm saying? But Mordecai's telling her, like, yo, he said, you ain't going to escape yourself. Go ahead.
But thou and thy father's house shall be destroyed. And who knoweth whether thou art come to the kingdom for such a time as this.
So now he's telling her, this is the only reason why you came to the kingdom. God put you in this position, so maybe you probably can save us. You know what I'm saying? Because remember, his first wife, she didn't want to listen. So now it's a decree that you can't even walk upon the king. Anybody walk upon the king, they get their head chopped off and it's rolling down the block. So she now got to risk her life to walk upon the king, and his guards, you know how they is. You got to watch those movies. They sit on a throne and they got guards all the way back there. Can't nobody step up. And not even his wife, not even his rib. Nobody can step up. And the penalty is death. You basically threatening the king's life. So Mordecai telling her, like, you better go to your husband and tell him. You know what I'm saying? Now, he don't know she's a Jew. So she, like, but she trusts in the Most High. And she like, yo, if he kill me, she going to say something crazy. She going to say something crazy. Go to chapter 5.
Now it came to pass on the third day that Esther put on her royal apparel and stood in the inner court of the king's house, over against the king's house, and the king sat upon his royal throne in the royal house, over against the gate of the house. And it was so, when the king saw Esther, the queen standing in the court, that she obtained favor in his sight.
So she did what?
She obtained favor in his sight.
She obtained favor in the sight of the king. You know what I'm saying? So whereas anybody else would have stood up, they'd have got their head chopped off. But he like, oh, hold on, that's my rib. Go ahead.
And the king held out to Esther the golden scepter that was in his hand. So Esther drew near and touched the top of the scepter. Then said the king unto her, what wilt thou, Queen Esther? And what is thy request? It shall be even given thee to the half of the kingdom.
He said, so what you want, Esther? What's your request? If whatever you want, I'll give you half of the kingdom. You know how brothers is when they got money and they got a rib. You know what I'm saying? The brother know. You know what I'm saying? What you gave her half of the kingdom? You know what I'm saying? You know, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you willing to give her whatever. What you want? What you want? That's what he's telling her. Go ahead.
And Esther answered, if it seem good unto the king, let the king and Haman come this day unto the banquet that I have prepared for him.
So she like this, just come to dinner and bring Haman. Remember, Haman is the man that wants us all dead. And he lied about everything. You know what I'm saying? So she pulled a move. Like she pulled a white person move. A finesse move. You know what I'm saying? She finesse. Matter of fact, she was more like Jacob. You know what I'm saying? She did some, just come to dinner. Go ahead.
Then the king said, cause Haman to make haste, that he may do as Esther had said. So the king and Haman came to the banquet that Esther had prepared. And the king said unto Esther at the banquet of wine, what is thy petition? And it shall be granted thee. And what is thy request? Even to the half of the kingdom it shall be performed. Then answered Esther and said, my petition and my request is, if I have found favor in the sight of the king, and if it please the king to grant my petition and to perform my request, let the king and Haman come to the banquet that I shall prepare for them. And I will do tomorrow as the king hath said. Then went Haman forth that day, joyful and with a glad heart. But when Haman saw Mordecai in the king's gate, that he stood not up, nor moved for him, he was full of indignation against Mordecai.
So he was happy. He said, yo, Esther, I'm going to come to the dinner. And he go out and he see, and this is how white people is. Like, why are you so mad at this brother? And you the second to the king. Like, you literally, anything the king, you ask the king, he's going to grant you. And you mad at this poor brother? Go ahead.
Nevertheless, Haman refrained himself. And when he came home, he sent and called for his friends.
So he trying to line Mordecai up. Go ahead.
And Zeresh, his wife, and Haman told them of the glory of his riches, and the multitude of his children, and all the things wherein the king had promoted him, and how he had advanced him from Salakia, and how he had advanced him above the princes and servants of the king.
So now he bragging. That's just like white people too. They brag. Oh, let them get some power. I'm second to none. He's second to none but the king. Go ahead.
Haman said, moreover, yea, Esther the queen did let no man come in with the king unto the banquet that she had prepared, but myself.
Now he like this. Esther the only one needed. Yeah, she ain't asking nobody else there. He thinking he scored. Go ahead.
And tomorrow I invited unto her also with the king. Yet all this availeth me nothing, so long as I see Mordecai, the Jew, sitting at the king's gate. Then said Zeresh, his wife, and all his friends unto him, let a gallows be made of 50 cubits high, and tomorrow speak thou unto the king that Mordecai may be hanged therein. Then go thou and merrily with the king unto the banquet.
So they so evil. And this is what they did in slavery too. They'll hang you on a tree and then they'll go eat and have a dinner. That's where barbecue comes from. They'll hang you, burn you the barbecue, while they got a feast. And they just eating and laughing and drinking while you burnt to death, to a crisp. That's what he trying to do. And he like, yo, I got so much wealth and children and wives and riches, but I can't stand to have any of that as long as this nigga is living. So his wife, and this is why we always speak against the white woman in here too, because the white woman is not no saint. She's not innocent. Right. She's more evil. She goes to him and saying, well, if you hate him so much, we're gonna build a gallows. A gallows is like a tree, like to hang people on. And then in the bottom of it, you kick it out so the feet hang and they die. He said, we're gonna build a gallows, and then we're gonna hang him, and then you go eat with the king. This is the white woman. This is what she said to him. You go eat with the king and be married. Be married with the king, and he gonna be dead. Go ahead.
And the thing pleased Haman.
And they did what?
And the thing pleased Haman.
Haman's wicked as hell, man. And just to fast forward, Haman is a Agagite, and the Agagites are Amalekites. And Saul was told to kill all the Amalekites. But Saul didn't kill all of them because he wanted to make business arrangements with them. And the Lord said, these people is going to be a thorn in your side. These people are a thorn in our side to this very day. They are the people who funded the whole slave trade. They set up insurance companies. So all of the people who was selling slaves could get money if something happened to the slave. They are the people that set up the civil rights movement. They are the people who is in charge of our record companies, who put out that music that we hear, who put out all them hood movies. They control Hollywood. The whole black image was set up by these people because they hate us, and we did nothing to them. Mordecai did nothing to that brother. He just didn't buy. You know what I'm saying? They want all of us dead, but whether they got a lie to do it. And this is the same man. And this is why the truth is so important, to understand who you are and understand who these people are. And the Lord blessed us with this knowledge to know. Like, these people are not our friends. We shouldn't seek no peace with them. You know what I'm saying? She said, yo, we're going to kill him for no reason at all. And it pleased him. Go ahead.
And he caused the gallows to be made.
So they made a pole to hang him on. Go ahead.
On that night could not the king sleep, and he commanded to bring the book of records of the chronicles, and they were read before the king. And it was found written that Mordecai had told of Bigthana and Teresh, two of the king's chamberlains, the keepers of the door, who sought to lay hand on the king Ahasuerus.
So I'm gonna just fast forward it just for time's sake. I'm gonna just basically give you the nigga translation. You know what I'm saying? Mordecai, he must have been working in like the military or something with the king's guard, and he saved the king from people who was trying to kill him in his own court. They were conspiring against the king, and he saved the king's life, but the king never repaid him for it. So this is written in the records, and for some reason he couldn't sleep, and now he's reading about it. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead. Drop down to verse 6.
Verse 6. So Haman came in, and the king said unto him, what shall be done unto the man whom the king delighteth to honor? Now Haman thought in his heart, to whom would the king delight to do honor more than to myself? And Haman answered the king, for the man whom the king delighteth to honor, let the royal apparel be brought, which the king useth to wear, and the horse that the king rideth upon, and the crown royal which is set upon his head. And let this apparel and horse be delivered to the hand of one of the king's most noble princes, that they may array the man with all whom the king delighteth to honor, and bring him on horseback through the street of the city, and proclaim before him, thus shall it be done to the man whom the king delighteth to honor. Then the king said to Haman, make haste, and take the apparel and the horse, as thou hast said, and do even so to Mordecai the Jew, that sitteth at the king's gate. Let nothing fail of all Let nothing fail of all that thou hast spoken.
So everything he said, he thought it was coming to him. Everything he said ended up going to Mordecai. Salaki, give me a soda. Oh, sure. Everything going to Mordecai now, because he read the records of how this man saved him. You know what I'm saying? And he told, and Esther told him, yo, it's a man who saved your life and you never rewarded him. He like, what? What man saved my life? I never rewarded him. So when Haman come, he's asking him, what should I do? And he reported Mordecai. He put now Mordecai is number 2. Let's see what happened to him. Whatever. Go to the next chapter.
Start from the top.
Yeah, start from the top.
So the king and Haman came to banquet with Esther the queen. And the king said again unto Esther on the second day at the banquet of wine, what is thy petition, Queen Esther? And it shall be granted thee. And what is thy request? And it shall be performed, even to the half of the kingdom. Then Esther the queen answered and said, if I have found favor in thy sight, O king, and if it please the king, let my life be given me at my petition and my people at my request. For we are sold.
So we are what?
For we are sold.
What?
I and my people to be destroyed, to be slain, and to perish. But if we had been sold for bondmen and bondwomen, I had held my tongue. although the enemy could not countervail the king's damage.
Go ahead.
Then the king Ahasuerus answered and said unto Esther the queen, Who is he, and where is he, that durst presume in his heart to do so?
So she telling him a man is trying to line them up so they can get killed. And he like, so who is this man? What? Yeah, go ahead.
And Esther said, the adversary.
The what?
The adversary.
The what?
The adversary.
That word adversary. This is another scripture. My people say, yo, could you show me a scripture where it say the white man is the devil? Right. I brought it in Revelation 2:9. This is another scripture because the word devil means adversary, deceiver. And Esther says, the adversary, go ahead.
And enemy is the wicked Haman.
Is the wicked who?
Haman.
And Haman is the white man. Go ahead.
Then Haman was afraid before the king and the queen. And the king, arising from the banquet of wine in his wrath, went into the palace garden. And Haman stood up to make request for his life to Esther the queen.
So now he's trying to cop it out. That's another thing they do too. They try to cop it out. You can't let them talk. You know what I'm saying? The scriptures say their words are smoother than butter. Let them start talking and you forget everything that they did.
Right.
Why do you think black people don't want no revenge for slavery?
Right.
They talked us out of it. They talked us right out of it. No, just forget about the past. I was in the past. I didn't own any slaves. That's their favorite thing. I didn't do anything. Right. Yeah, but you and your people sold my people. Right. You know what I'm saying? You bear the last name that is forced upon me. You know what I'm saying? And they'll say that, and that's what he's trying to do to Esther. He's trying to cop it out now. He's trying to talk smoothly to her. Go ahead.
For he saw that there was evil determined against him by the king.
Because now he know how the king loved Esther. The king loved Esther, and he know, man, he about to kill me over this. I done messed up. He done got to the point where he done messed up. You shouldn't have did all of that. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't have did all that at all. Because he didn't even know that Mordecai and her was related. Go ahead.
Then the king returned out of the palace garden into the place of the banquet of wine. And Haman was fallen upon the bed wherein Esther was. Then said the king, Will he force the queen also before me in the house?
So now he like, yo, hold on, what you trying to do to my rib? He begging for his life, but it looked like something else. Right. So he like, what you trying to force her in my house? Go ahead.
As the word went out of the king's mouth, they covered Haman's face.
They did what?
They covered Haman's face.
So let me ask you, what does that look like? Go ahead.
Like he was yelling at him?
No. What's his name? Go ahead, read it again.
As the word went out of the king's mouth, they covered Haman's face.
Y'all remind you of something? Like they put a bag over his head. Like they snatched him up. Come here. Come here real quick. What are you doing? Like, and this, sometimes we need to visually see this too to understand what kind of men we was dealing with. You know what I'm saying? Because you will never understand to cover his face. What you think like this? Nah, they snatched him up. See how it says they? The king have a the king have a guard. You know what I'm saying? The king don't go nowhere without a guard. Right. The guard inside and the guard outside. And the moment the word left out of the king's mouth, they done snatched him on up. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
And Harbonah, one of the chamberlains, said before the king, Behold, also the gallows 50 cubits high, which Haman had made for Mordecai, who had spoken good for the king, standeth in the house of Haman. Then the king said, Hang him therein.
He said what?
Hang him therein.
Hang him thereon. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
So they hanged Haman on the gallows that he had prepared for Mordecai. Then was the king's wrath pacified.
Then was the king good. You know what I'm saying? So long story short, he ended up being hung. Right. And the reason why it's a holiday for Esther is because she set it all up, knowing that she could have been killed. Mind you, she playing a man's game. Right. That's a man game. When you get into kings and power, people of power and governors, that's a man's game. Right. And she had to dig into it. And she did great. She did too wild. You know what I'm saying? Give her a hand. You know what I'm saying? Give her a hand. You know what I'm saying? Because just to understand our history, to understand how easy it is for them to want to kill us. And then after this, matter of fact, we're gonna go to the next chapter. Come.
On that day did the king Ahasuerus give the house of Haman, the Jews' enemy, unto Esther the queen. And Mordecai came before the king, for Esther had told what he was unto her.
So now Esther telling him, this is my uncle. And he gave all Haman house. Mind you, Haman was rich. He gave that all to his rich. Man, that's you. Then she told him who Mordecai was. Go ahead.
And the king took off his ring, which he had taken from Haman, and gave it unto Mordecai. And Esther set Mordecai over the house of Haman.
So all that they just gave Esther, she gave it to her uncle. Right. You good now. Now, mind you, in the beginning, Mordecai adopted Esther from a kid since I think her dad and mom died in war. He adopted her, raised her up free of charge, as of nothing. And when she got older, she never forgot that. Because you got women that get power, they get with these celebrities, they get with people that's rich, and they forget where they come from. Right? They forget their mom, they forget their dad. I bought them a car, that was it. And then now they making it seem like their mom and their dad is the burden. Like that's what's going on with Krishan Rock. They made it seem like her parents and her family was the burden. You're rich. You're rich. You're supposed to take care of your family. Go ahead.
Yeah, just to add what you're saying is heavy because, like, what you're saying about just alone, how you just got free. You know what I'm saying? We forget that. That's how we're going to get free.
That's what we got
to be the most like God. All pressures be like, yeah, we're going to go vote, we're going to go march, we're going to hold hands with them and all that. But we got Feast of Purim, Passover.
Right.
You know, all these times where it seems like that, it's impossible.
Right.
It's impossible to get any kind of freedom.
Right.
And then just an example, he got everything.
Yeah.
Like the one that wanted to unalive him, it's like even like Elijah.
Right.
Almost like God, every time people be afraid. And hearing the truth, we learn to stand on business and not be afraid because as long as we go through it,
right.
Most like God will do it.
Right. Get a piece of hand. Because he's correct. That's exactly how we're gonna get free. Because we're not free now. Right. We're not free reading about this in our kingdom. You know what I'm saying? With the streets paved with gold. We're not living that. We gotta go to slave tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? We gotta pay rent tomorrow. We gotta pay bill. We gotta pay for electricity that's free tomorrow. We gotta pay for Netflix. We gotta pay for every single thing here. Things that a lot of us, the time our people was behind the creation of it. Our people was behind the creating electricity, the computer. You know what I'm saying? The software that runs the computer. We don't got credit for none of that. So like the priest was saying, that's exactly how we're gonna get out of here. Where it seems like we ain't got no hope. And it's just that faith in the Most High God gets us up out of here. Let me see. Go to verse 8.
Verse 8.
Yeah.
Write ye also for the Jews, as it liketh you, in the king's name, and seal it with the king's ring.
So he's saying, now write this to your people. Because now remember, it was a decree saying all of them supposed to die. Right. Now he's saying, I'm going to veto that. I'm going to reverse that. Now write this to your people. Go ahead.
For the writing which is written in the king's name, and sealed with the king's ring, may no man reverse. Then were the king's scribes called at that time in the 3rd month, that is the month Sivan, on the 23rd day thereof.
You can drop down to verse 11.
Kawakan, verse 11. Wherein the king granted the Jews, which were in every city, to gather themselves together, and to stand for their life, to destroy, to slay, and to cause to perish all the power of the people and province that would assault them, both the little ones and women, and to take the spoil of them for a prey.
And now the king sent a commandment saying, yo, now y'all got the power to destroy and kill and rob all the people that caused the harm. You know what I'm saying? All the other nations that once that decree was out, remember, he already started putting the money on their head. Oh yeah, boom, yeah, get them, yeah, grab them, snatch them up. People was already plotting. Now it's reversed. You know what I'm saying? So the story is not just about Esther, it's about how the tables turn. And the Most High God said the tables is gonna turn. The white man, all the curses we got on us is gonna go on them. And you start to see it a little bit now. How now all of a sudden they just can't get along. You know what I'm saying? How now all of a sudden they got an evil eye towards each other. Their wife is mad at the white woman is mad at the white man. The white man mad at the white woman. The white kid is mad at the slowly but surely these curses is going on then. And when they really finally get off of us, you know what I'm saying? You got your hand up? Go ahead.
It's like they said today in the news, a 32-year-old man was locked up in a cave in an attic at his parents' home.
What?
His father died last year. The stepmother is still there. So I guess he's been living like this ever since he was like 11, 12 years of age.
What?
Wow.
They're white people.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It started. You're gonna start to see it. They messing up their money. You know what I'm saying? They going broke, bankrupt. They're being stupid because a part of the curses is not to be able to think straight. Like how we couldn't think straight. How we couldn't make the right decision. Yep. All the diseases that they're getting. Why you think it's a million vaccines? There's so many vaccines. I was scared of them. And that's because there's so many plagues that the Most High God is releasing on these people. There's so many of them. You know what I'm saying? These are all plagues. Like in the ancient world, in the biblical world, it wouldn't be known as measles, smallpox. It wouldn't be known as COVID-19. It wouldn't be known as the bubonic plague. It wouldn't be known as what's another one of those things that came out, them plagues. Chickenpox. It wouldn't be known as none of that. It would be a plague. You know what I'm saying? They had plagues where bumps grew all over your skin. Plagues where you had all types of things wrong with the water. You know that what's wrong with the water in Flint? What's wrong with the water in Syracuse? Those all would be considered plagues. You know what I'm saying? Because in the ancient time, that's what God did. God messed with the water. You know what I'm saying? He made it so you can't even drink. You know what I'm saying? That way you know God did it. Because how else could something happen to a whole supply of water? You know what I'm saying? So we see all these curses going on them. And that's the story. They want bad for us. They want us to be sick. They want us to have HIV. They want us to have high blood pressure. Now they're getting it. You know what I'm saying? And ultimately, they will get exactly what happened to us. They will get slavery. You know what I'm saying? They will get everything taken from them. You know what I'm saying? They will get all their titles of dukes and kings and queens. All that will be snatched up. You know what I'm saying? So with that, that's basically the story of Esther in a nutshell. If you want to go in deep to it, you can read it on your own. It's a mighty book, and it shows the importance of nationality as well too. You know what I'm saying? Who you are matters. All that God don't matter. It don't matter what race you are. All that stuff is nonsense. You know what I'm saying? Because biblically speaking, it does matter who you are. You know what I'm saying? With that, I'll pass over to peace and love to Shabiyah.
Right. It's the ISUPK. Security announcement for the ISUPK. Israelite School Universal Practical Knowledge. Start at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Under the leadership of Commander General Yohana. Rule for new brother and sister. When the new brother and sister come to the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They have to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves off the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother and sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother and sister. There's another 6 month which a brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is the commandment, Numbers 18:21, Malachi 3:8-10, the tenth and Hebrew Maestro, 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives me. Give the church and prophet or teacher, pre-fund. Figure offer for priest not mandatory, whatsoever might will like. Upcoming holy convocation. Okay, again, this is the closing of the Feast of Purim right here today. The priest broke down heavy about Odessa, you know what I'm saying, Esther as well, you know what I'm saying, and Mordecai, uncle, and how, you know what I'm saying, the Most High God freed us. You know what I'm saying? He gave everything over to our people just by following, you know what I'm saying, our customs. Also, the next one, you know what I'm saying, we're getting ready to get up out of here. You know what I'm saying, we're getting ready to go to, you know what I'm saying, Atlanta for the Passover. We're going to be down there for a whole week, you know what I'm saying? So that's the next glorious day for us. We'll be out there for the Passover April 12th and the Feast of Unleavened Bread April 13th. You know what I'm saying? The graduation, Hebrew graduation, Academy graduation, you know what I'm saying? Slaughter of the Lamb, General Muhammad breakdown class, and the children's party as well. Check the back books of the Slocket for and the Sabbath as well on Saturdays. Go over our customs as well. You know what I'm saying? Check in. Check the back books for more information. We'll be trooping the school start wearing all black, blue shirt, pants, and for the start. With that, you tell the school to the Akim, with your brothers. Men of Israel, Imagine.
You got something?
I apologize. I have 2 questions. Now, for fornication, how is it defined in ISCPK? And adultery, how is it defined in the ISCPK?
Well, fornication is any unlawful sex. And adultery is sleeping with another man's wife. So adultery is fornication because that's unlawful sex. But bestiality, incest, sleeping with your mom, you're slipping. No, that's not. You're sleeping with your red mom, your red brothers, in-laws. You know what I'm saying? It's many unlawful sexual acts. That's fornication. Adultery is when you're sleeping with another man's wife, specifically. Or if you're a woman and you sleep with another man, that's adultery too. You know what I'm saying? That's one question. Or you still got another one?
The water. That's it for now.
All right. So again, check the back books for more information. And you pay salute to the Akim. Men of Israel, Imagine. You understand? Imagine Shabbat. Imagine. Barak.
Yahweh
Sign turn to the Akwafia, which is sisters. Men of Israel, Imagine. Imagine Shabbat. Imagine. Barak.
Yahweh Shema Yahweh.
Yahweh Shema, Elatah, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Yahweh Matah, Class is